Alright, so we got the radio back up, and I'll put the screws back in the cases. When I get done with this, I'll get it boxed up for you. So I'm not going to change really anything on the radio. It's a pretty easy radio to operate, but it will show you your standing wave ratio when you key up. I'll show you that. And yeah, I wouldn't depend on that 100%, but you know, it's at least a reference. It's kind of like a guide, something to go off of. There is a high SWR warning when you transmit. You can actually change the color of this too if you key up and press this color button, and I think if you hold it, it will change the intensity of the brightness here. I just had to clean the lens a little bit, wipe it off anyways on my phone here. So the radio doesn't need this wire on any microphone that you have. So it's just a reference, you know, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 plug, standard Cobra wiring, Uniden wiring, Galaxy, whatever you want to call it. But you don't need this on any mic. So if you have a mic that's wired for like something else, 1, 2, and 3 is all you need. 4 is not necessary because you can hear the static. And I did FM because in AM we won't really hear anything. So we'll plug this mic in. This is one of my favorite mics here, but you can run any kind of mic you want on this radio, really. So let's come over here. So we got the power all the way up. You can see I haven't adjusted the frequency yet. That's why I haven't put the cover screws back in yet. I do that last. So it is a little off frequency, you know. It's not, again, it's not horrible. It's AM, so it's not really a big deal, but so when I modulate this radio, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, check, hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can see it's pretty aggressive on the audio. This is a channel each way is what you're looking at. We go like that. Whoops. There's 2 channels each way. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can see when we get to that next channel, we are fully under the 0 dBm line, which is basically nothing. So you don't have to worry about this doing anything other than talking on the channel you're on. That's what you want. When you transmit, hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's going to show about 30 on the display. It's okay. I mean, I can adjust it, but I feel like that's a pretty fair number. We're at about 27 watts. So when you modulate, it's going to go well above the 100 on the scale. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like an audio meter. I'm getting a little feedback. But see how I changed the color of that light? You can make it blue, I think, yeah. You can make it blue and then it kind of disappears if you like that. I really like how that blue looks. I think it looks pretty badass. What would really set this radio off would be some black knobs. And if they made the bezel black too. The blue on black looks really good. I think that's a song, isn't it? Blue on black. That's probably why I like that. So let's back this power down. Oh, wait, we didn't show it. Excuse me. So we'll key up. There's our PEP. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. It's got the bird in the corner. Poor bird says, stop doing that. It's putting me in the corner, but that's what it's doing. So I don't have a larger element in there. It's just 100. So I'm gonna shut that off so we're not killing it. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello. That's a good, powerful radio. Here's the RMS for those that want to know. Again, this radio is not modified to do heavy RMS, but what you're seeing here is about a realistic RMS from a radio. The stuff that, you know, other guys do when they modify it, that's for driving amplifiers to their max potential, you know. If you don't want that, which I'm not going to do that to radios, you know, that might be something somebody else could do for you down the road, but it changes a little bit of the dynamic of the radio, I think, and it's just not something I really do to my own equipment or want to offer. There's plenty of other guys that offer that kind of stuff. So we'll put this to about 12 o'clock now, and that's about, what, 13 watts. So it's pretty realistic what you're seeing there. See our SWR, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, check, check. About 100 is what's showing here. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see what it's doing here. Turn the peak back on. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's pretty realistic what you're seeing on the front of the radio too. So it's still putting it in the corner, and that's why I say the 12 o'clock is probably the sweet spot for you on these radios. So that's how I would run it if I'm just going to run this and only this. Which with my setup, if I had to run this is how I'd have to run it, because I couldn't run this into anything else. I would blow my other pieces of gear up. I would have to have a straight, and I don't want to have a staged device, which you have to have a lower input. So I think the SWR is a little less accurate on here. When you turn the power down, it's kind of normal on a radio that's meant for higher power output, but here it is at 4 watts. So at 4 watts, 1 2 3 1 2 3, check check. So the bird kind of gets hung up. I don't necessarily agree with what it's showing me for power at this level, because it's not going to be very accurate when you're looking at a 100-watt element. We'll go back up here and we'll take a look there, and that's going to be a much more accurate measurement of what the radio's doing at the 4-watt power output. It's still not bad, but you know, it's not 100 watts, so, and don't expect that. But that's about it for it. I can put it on the antenna. I got to run a jumper over to my switch box, and then we'll quickly check the receive, which I'm sure will be fine on it. Definitely pulled in that S9 signal off the generator really good. So let me do that really quick, and then I'll put her on frequency for you. Okay, there's the receive.
Put in another pan, boil it again. Remember, I'll let it cool up. She served this shit as rice. Audio. She's serving
somebody looks like they're on sideband. This radio has a real channel selector, which is hard to come by these days, but it still has one, so it's not the click, 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 it's a tunk, tunk, tunk. Looks like another strong day of skip from down south in the Caribbean islands.
Trying to get my antenna right, too, South. The other can't mess my good antenna up. I'm just trying to get this one right. Take care, too, South in the bayou. One post. Yeah, you don't know that out of the body, man. Taking them down.
On Jucky. Let's say natural on Jucky.
Sometimes you never know what you're going to hear out here.
Changed the whole entire game. Right underneath you.
Alright, let's put this back on frequency for you, and then we'll call it good. There was a rumor a long time, not really a long time ago, but so we're gonna watch this here as I adjust it. That there's a company in Europe, P&I, that makes radio equipment. They sell radio equipment and stuff. That they had convinced the factory that makes this radio for Stryker to make a radio like this that had SSB. I don't know if that's ever going to come to fruition, or if that's just something that is not going to happen anymore, but I really think it would be a badass radio with this radio with single sideband. There you go, right there, man. Perfect. So, and probably you'd have to have unlock clarifier and all that because of the way with the crystal filters and stuff, but that's okay. I mean, there's not an issue. So that's why I say, you know, a lot of guys like those newer Anytone's made board radios because they are on 100% always on frequency, but I don't necessarily need that in what I want to do with the sideband part of the hobby. I can use any radio and make it work to the best that I can make it work and still make contacts and still work the band. And by unlocking the clarifier, I only do that simply to give me the ability to stay on frequency. It's not about wanting to slide in between and do all that stuff. It's just gives me the ability to have a control on the outside that therefore I don't have to sit there and pop the lid continuously to kind of stay on frequency. And the crystal filters are not a higher quality like they used to be, I think, too. So, or I'm sorry, the crystals that they use, not the crystal filters. Well, you could say that too, but the crystals that they use nowadays definitely wouldn't be considered as high of quality as like the stuff that was used back in the older days with the Unidens and Cobras and stuff like that. So there's a reason why I would say, you know, on modern radios that are still being made that have sideband, that I would just, if you have a fine in a course, usually the course is unlocked, I would still unlock the fine, just because that's how I like to operate. It's not about being, you know, for the slide aspect, it's about just maintaining the proper frequency of the radio, and it works on AM too. So, you know, obviously with the lower quality crystals that are probably still available these days, you know, there's a reason why they don't stay within the spec probably, and it's just due to cost. You know, companies don't want to spend big money on a CB radio or a 10-meter radio that primarily guys use for CB. I mean, if they can get away with making a radio for X amount of dollars and customers, or, you know, guys are still willing to pay what they're asking for it, then they're going to keep doing it. The only way that you're going to force them to change and to do things with higher standard, higher quality, I guess, is to not buy the stuff, which I don't recommend. I mean, if you enjoy the hobby, enjoy what's out there, because there's some good stuff out there. It doesn't always have to be 100% perfect like a ham radio and HF radio. And you know, a lot of guys, they swear by those other radios because they're very close to that in regards to the frequency, but then, you know, the receiver side of them and stuff like that, they're lacking, you know. And some guys get used to that, and some guys flat out don't know the difference between like an old radio and a modern radio, and, you know, there's arguments that can be had on both sides. So I just stay neutral. I enjoy the old radios, I enjoy the new radios, and everything in between. So I can take a radio at any given time, set it in front of me, and I'll try to work the band as best as I can with that given radio. Now, I'll hook something else up, and that radio is entirely different, and it's going to receive different, it's going to transmit different, the whole 9 yards. So you can only work with what you got at any given time, and that's what really matters, I think. Just enjoy what you got while you got it, you know. Don't focus so much on the negative. If you don't truly like something, then either sell it if you own it and get rid of it, and then don't worry about it, you know. And I'm not saying to make your problem somebody else's problem, but some guys might like the radio that you don't like, and I don't like every radio that you guys like to watch my channel, and you don't like every radio probably that I like. And, you know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. So that's what keeps the hobby entertaining. All right, well, we're going to get out here and get this one boxed up, and thanks a lot, Mark, and 73.